Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning here in Austin, Texas. This is day 1252 of the 3+ Minutes of Planks Challenge, and as always, I am filled with gratitude. Thoughts on my mind this morning. I met a young man by the name of Jonah yesterday, a couple of days ago, at the conference that I went to. In a moment, that just made me think of Jonah and the well. But anyway, all of that aside. So I met Jonah on Saturday in this really cool way. So I'll tell you something that I do generally, especially when I go somewhere that I don't know or haven't been. I try to allow something within me to guide me to the places that I need to go. We were coming back in from a break in a session. And I was supposed to sit in there, a friend of mine, Fiona. But somehow, as I was coming into the session, I met someone else that I wanted to talk to, and I lost sight of where Fiona was. But I never let that stress me. I always say, Lord, guide me to wherever the spaces I need to go. And I just keep walking in, and I meet Jonah. Jonah is this stylish dude. He'd seen me a couple of times. I'd seen him a couple of times before, and I guess we just knew that we were going to meet or talk at some point. So he walks up to me, starts a conversation, and tells me a little bit about himself. And I'm like, man, wow, that's cool. And he says, hey, do you want to go sit together? And I'm like, heck yeah, I would love to. So we end up sitting together for this part of the session. And he talks a little bit about his life and his business and his dreams, and a little bit about why he was there at the conference. And I'm listening to his conversation, and I'm just like, wow. Thank you, Lord. And we're having this conversation, and he doesn't even realize how much gratitude I have for being there in that moment. Shows me, in some ways, shows me my path. He's like 12 years down the line, and it blew me away. He also talked about what brought him to the conference in the first place, and how a book of the orchestrator of the conference, David Bayer, wrote, changed his life and caused some healing in certain parts of his life. And I'm just sitting there and I'm taking it all in, and I'm filled with gratitude. And he asked me some tough questions. I asked him some tough questions. But they were questions that we both needed to hear to give ourselves different perspective of where we were at. I didn't eventually go down the path that his tough questions asked me, but it gave me perspective, and it allowed me to think through it all. We didn't get to talk to each other a lot, maybe about an hour and a half, but I gained so much from that. Man, he was like an angel. And speaking of which, I think I need to reach out to him today. Anyway, that's my thoughts for today. As always, be blessed today and every day. Thank you for listening. Peace.